Hey guys, here to talk to you today about our movie that we just finished and then our new unit. I wanted to talk to you for a moment about Wonder. Hopefully, you enjoyed it. It was a novel and it was based on an actual happening that happened to the author and her son. So, hopefully, you appreciated it. Hopefully, you could empathize with at least one of the characters or identify with some of them. I really appreciated the teacher and the principal. A lot of times in movies, especially, the teacher is either a saint and the students literally stand on the top of their desks and say, "Captain, my captain," or the teacher is a complete tool and just a disaster. There's never a in the middle somewhere, something realistic. I really liked how that they were not swayed by Julian, who was that kid who acts one way in front of adults and is totally different around everybody else. I like that they saw right through him. I also like Augie's story and what it says to all of us about how we treat others. Hopefully, you learned something about that. Let's talk about our next unit then. We are going to start our animation unit this week. And hopefully, you'll enjoy the movies that we're doing in this. First, let's talk about the elements of the genre. Any other genre can be made into an animated movie. It depends on what they're going for and if they need some specific qualities to that movie. Sometimes you might not be certain why a studio chooses to make it animated over live action, but we're going to talk about some of those things today. You probably also have noticed that a lot of the Disney movies, which were originally animated, are now being made into live action. So kind of keep that in mind. A lot of it's probably dealing with changing technology. So let's go ahead and talk about the elements of the genre. So again, any other genre can be animated. It can be a horror movie, it can be a comedy, it can be a kids movie, it can be made for adults. There are all sorts of different kinds of genres that are made into animated movies. Usually there's a lot of symbolism in animated movies as well, even more so than regular live action. Oftentimes they choose to make it animated because they need to picture something that is not real or something that's invisible, and it kind of lends itself to that process. Sometimes they choose to focus on something or to exaggerate something, again, for emphasis. No matter how realistic the animation is, it's still a caricature of life and action. Sometimes they choose animated because you have total control over speed and time as it's happening and playing out in the movie, and you in general have more control over this world because you are the creator of it, even more so than live action movies. So our first movie that we're going to watch in this unit is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And I especially would like you to pay attention to the style of animation. Each of the movies we watch will have different styles, and I will ask you to be comparing those. Pay attention to what you like about it, what you don't like about it. This movie won the Best Animated Picture for that year. I believe it was the year before, maybe 19 whatever, last year or the year before. One of my favorites. I thought it was very, very well done. I would argue that it's the best Spider-Man movie that's been made. So I hope you enjoy it as well. It's on Netflix, and I hope to see you all soon. Hopefully you're surviving this quarantine. It's driving me crazy, and especially I really need a haircut, and I'm not brave enough to cut it myself. So take care. Remember, you are blessed to be a blessing.